Hello, everyone. This is Darnell.
Hi, and this is Charnel Weathersby, and this is Life with the Weathersby series. We are so excited to once again welcome you into our home and into our marriage as we talk about couples during this season, the various seasons of life. And, we have been reflecting on the power of community. We've got several friendship groups and other couples that we do life with on a regular basis. And it has been critical to every stage and every season of our marriage.
I think one of the natural things that we've been blessed with is, like Chanel was saying, to have couples who have walked along with us and done life with us as we've matured in our marriage over the last 15 years. We've had couples who have been older and have mentored us. We have couples who kind of do life with us. And then in this season of life, we've been blessed to have couples who we've been able to strategically pour into. So as we've navigated the course of our marriage thus far, and especially in this season, it's just been a blessing to reflect upon those different couples and how they've impacted us over the years.
Yeah, and it's been like that since day one. I remember when we were engaged and putting together the details of the wedding and all the excitement and joy that comes along with that. We had identified three couples
Yes.
that we wanted to be prayer partners early on in our marriage. And that has evolved over the years, I would say, just thinking about those particular
Mm-hmm.
individuals. Yes, they commit to continuing to pray for Darnell and I in our
Yes.
marriage. But what it's really allowed those individuals to do is also to mentor and to also set an example for us
Yes.
throughout our marriage. And from day one, yes, that's been important. But as we think about whether it's small groups that we have through our local church, meeting with them regularly, whether it's weekly or bi monthly, on a regular basis to just have relationship, share life, have
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
share what's going on in our lives, to let the kids play together.
Yes.
Um, whether it's just me going to hang out with my girlfriends and just being ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
and talking about life, whether it's being moms or wives or just once again being girls and being friends.
Yes.
Those relationships with individuals that stretch us, that really allow us to be honest and true to who we
Yes.
are,
Yes.
and
Yes.
allowing them to be honest with us
Yes.
and have
Yes.
honest conversations. Those have been critical to our marriage in many ways.
I agree. I think, as Chanel was saying, there's a balance that you have to strike between meeting with people as couples when we meet with different couples in our small group, but also having time as Darnell the individual and as Charnel the individual, because I think when we have that time to, get together with the guys, for example, and we go watch the game or go watch the fight or do whatever we need to do to kind of unwind and relax, I come back better as a result. I come back ready to engage. I come back with my priorities in order. So I think during this season of life, it's been very critical as we grow in our marriage to have those outlets, to have those disciplined opportunities to say, hey, I need to be able to engage with other individuals so that I can better engage with my wife, so I can better engage with my children. I think that's been powerful for me as a husband and as the leader of our home to be able to say, I don't have all the answers. How can I surround myself with like minded individuals who think like me, pray like me, and want to be better with me so that we can all be the best husbands and fathers we need to be for our families.
Right. Yeah. And so often we hear as couples that we need to be friends, and
Yeah.
sometimes we're best friends. And I think that's absolutely foundational to many relationships, especially in
Yes.
a couple relationship, is the idea of friendship and respect. And we hold true to that as husband and wife.
Yes.
But it's also as critical to invest in those relationships around your marriage, and the power of community.
Yes.
And community for personal relationships, as we
Mm-hmm.
just kind of alluded to, but also professional community
Definitely.
around you.
Definitely.
So we've really cherished other professionals that are in our
Yes.
lives, that
Yes.
whether they are other entrepreneurs whether there's other educators, but
Mm-hmm.
individuals that really pour into us to develop us professionally,
Yes.
are part of our support community.
Yes.
And they pour into us, they'll allow us to stretch beyond Charnel as mommy and Charnel as wife and Darnell as daddy and Darnell as a husband, but they really stretch us to maximize who we are as a couple and what we're able to do professionally and our professional contribution to this world. And they're are huge assets, I would say, to our marriage.
Yeah, I think once again, as I've evolved over the last 17 years in the field of education, Charnel has always been my biggest cheerleader. She's always been the person speaking life deliberately and focused to help me become what God has allowed me to become up to this point. But I think the blessing of it all is she's also been the best person to say, hey, you need to go out and network with other principals. You need to go out and network with other educators so they can also sharpen me and challenge me and encourage me. So I think, like Charnel was saying, there is a balance because you're more than just a husband. You're more than just a wife. You have other hats that you wear, other goals that you want to achieve. And the question is, are you putting yourself in position to do community with others so that you can achieve those goals?
Yeah, and so what we really want to stress is there's 3 areas. One, we've talked about personal relationships as part of your community outside of your marriage.
Yes.
And the personal relationships, whether there's small groups, if you have at your local church, really getting plugged in with other couples that you can do life with and do marriage with, friendships that you've evolved over the years, but having core friends that can hold you accountable to being all the different titles that you may have to wear on a regular basis. We've also talked about professional communities, so individuals that can hold you true to your talent, your skills, and your professional goals so that you can grow as a couple professionally in the different ways that you really hope to and you're passionate about. But I also just really want to talk about as a marriage, how your marriage is an opportunity to mentor others. So as part of our community, there are countless couples that I would say that we mentor, individuals that are aspiring to, whether that get into a relationship professionally or personally. They are significant to who we are as individuals and as a couple. And I think it is important as part of your community that you think about who it is that your relationship can influence and impact and mentor as well.
And I think the goal also is to understand you don't have to be perfect to be a mentor. Personally and as a couple, professionally, you do not have to have it all together. We're not the perfect couple, but God has blessed us, and therefore we do have the opportunity to pour into younger couples that are newly married or considering marriage, seriously dating. We're 15 years into this journey, and God has blessed us a lot, and we get to share the good and the bad and ugly. We get to share our successes and some of our failures to be able to show them we're not the perfect template, but we can be an example of how you can navigate marriage successfully. So maybe you're watching this today and you feel like I want to begin investing in others like I've been invested in personally and as a couple. And we challenge you to do that because that's what it's all about. The power of community is saying that you do have something to offer. You do have attributes that others need to see and learn from, as well as being open to receiving wisdom and insight from those who are further along than you are.
Yes. When you really invest in your community, building up your individuals from a personal standpoint, professionally that can pour into you, really be diligent and intentional about mentoring and pouring into other individuals, it will bless you tremendously and your relationship tremendously. You will be a better spouse to your significant other, a better parent, and a better friend as well. And so we really encourage that because that is community is core to who we are. And I know that there are so many countless things that can go wrong when we think about a
Mhm.
community,
Mhm.
especially when we start letting folks into our lives.
Right. It
And
can get touchy.
it can get
Yes.
touchy. It can
Yes.
get real.
Yes.
Trust can become
Broken.
broken.
Yes.
But I would encourage you to really allow yourself to be vulnerable
Take the risk.
and
Yes.
take the risk, because it's worth it.
Yes.
And
it is.
how you show up in your relationships with others will also be how they show up for you.
Yes.
And you will understand the value of investing in those relationships when things really get challenging
And
within
they
your
will.
households, when you find yourselves in opportunities that your spouse cannot really be there for you, whether
Right.
you're grieving during a time of loss, whether you are going through a difficult, challenging time of communication,
Yes.
or whatever season of life you are in your marriage,
Mhm.
the community that you've built around you will support you in
Definitely.
and through all those different
Definitely.
seasons. And then
Definitely.
vice versa. You have the opportunity to invest in other
Yes.
individuals and couples through their various seasons. So you reap what you put in.
Yes.
So we highly recommend and just testify to the power of community in your marriage.
Yes.
Thank you. And we look forward to connecting with you guys again. This is Life with the Weatherspees.
Bye, everyone.
Please subscribe to our YouTube station at the Lead One Movement. You can also like and share, and then please comment. Let us in. Let us know how you're doing, and continue to follow us on Instagram as well as on Facebook at the Lead One Movement. Talk to you soon.